Okay, now that the power supply is operational, we'll get into the communication. This will check the software's communication between the R.O.V controller and the PC to make sure that everything is operational. You should be running your basic stamp program, and what you'll want to do is go up to the run. As long as everything's connected, your power supply is all connected, your USB is connected, and we're going to identify. And this will see if you did the job right. And on the COM port, you should see basic stamp 2SX, version 1.3, loopback, and echo. If you've done that, that's your first successful point. Okay. Next thing you want to do is click on ROV10-full.bs2 and have that open. I've already done that, and it's right here in the right pane. If we're good, you can come on up here to run, and let's see if we can program your processor. You want to do run and run. And there we go. Programming. The message debug display will pop up, and these are the messages that your basic stamp sends StampPlot to set up the ports, set up the graphs. So if you've reached this point, this is another successful part. Now we have to make sure we close this window. Don't click it into the background, but we have to close it. Okay? Now we've had a successful connection and programming of the processor with StampPlot, with this basic stamp. So let's go to StampPlot. Bring that up. Okay? This is what your display will look like, but first we have to go and connect to the processor. You come up here, connect to the stamp on COM port. I think that's a little chicken running icon. And click on that. It'll clear, and you'll see your display. Okay? Now, if you operate the joystick, we go left and right. You can see the two dials, the gauge on the bottom, left and right. Now, if I go forward and reverse, the gauge on the right should go back and forth. Okay? Center position is 127. Okay? Full right, 255. Full left is 0. Full forward is 0 on the right gauge. Full back is 255 on the right gauge. Now, let's go over here. These are your up-down buttons. This is your up button, and this is your down button. So we can go and we push the up button. See, the screen says up. Push the down button, screen says down. Now, what's nice about this means that we have full communication between the basic stamp and the StampPlot display, because all of this display information is coming from the basic stamp. Now, if you look down on your board, you'll see the little blinking light here, little blinking LED. We can barely see it there, but it should just be flickering. You can kind of see it flickering there. That'll be your serial transmit or your serial receive. And here's the other one, the other blinking light right over there. It's also blinking with your serial data going back and forth. These two LEDs here are acknowledgments from the R.O.V PIC chip right here that it is receiving commands, and you can see it blinking back and forth. Up here in the top, very top left corner of the board, we've got LED number 2, and you see it blinking. That's a good blink. Okay? Now, what we want to do is we want to go and use our prop scope and check out, and we'll show you what some of the communication signals look like. So bring the prop scope up. We want to set the seconds per division to 500 microseconds per division. Okay? We want to set this to 2 volts per division. Okay? And we want it down here on continuous mode. Okay? Continuous mode, and we're going to drag this to a trigger level of about 2 volts. And then we're going to get in here and we're going to measure SV1. There you go. There's your serial data going back and forth. This is RX. This is the data from your laptop or your PC coming into the basic stamp. Okay? Now the settings are the same. Let me get out of the way here. Here is SV1. A little different view there. Okay? You can see that on your board there. Okay? We're just going to move over a little bit and measure the transmit on SV2. Okay? You see the levels are a little different, but you can see the serial data coming across through there. Okay? One last serial place to check is the communication between the basic stamp and the R.O.V pick. And that's right up here. There's a little via right here. And it's easier to probe on a via than it is on the pin of a chip because it's safe. You don't accidentally short 2 pins out. And you can see the data coming across there. Everybody's happy. Very nice serial signal. Everything's good. If everything looked good at this point, you've completely programmed your pick. Excellent communication between your laptop and the board, and you're almost ready to put this in the water. One more section to go.